I was muted. Oh, wow. So, welcome everyone to our author read aloud. Tonight we have a special guest for you. Our authors will be reading a snippet from her book, giving a little history about herself. I just want to remind everyone that the Hey Let's Read Book Festival is happening this Saturday, November 12th, from 11 a.m. to 3. We look forward to seeing you guys there. It is a free event, so if you are interested in joining, you are more welcome to RSVP on Eventbrite. So we'll just give it some time for those to gather on as we bring our author on. All right. Let me just. So we will get started 7 o'clock. So as you guys can see on the screen, we have one of our authors that will be at this book fair. She'll introduce herself shortly, but I just want to remind everyone that the Hey Let's Read Book Festival for Children of Color is happening this Saturday, November 12th, sorry, at 11 a.m. So we look forward to seeing you guys there. We'll be at the Rart Center, which is located at 504 Fair Street, Southwest in Atlanta. So at this moment, I'll hand over the floor so that way you guys can hear your author read aloud for the night.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jaquita Johnson, and I'm so excited to be a part of this year's Hey Let's Read Book Festival for the Children of Color. I am the author of I Am Pretty. Um, this book also has a workbook to go with it. I have several books, but we've been highlighting the I Am Pretty. So I'll read a little bit of it just to give you a little taste. So I'll read some of my favorite pages. And it says, I love my pretty hair, wash and wear without a care. I love my pretty chin. Sometimes I make it have a twin. I love my pretty brown skin I am in. Most of all, I love my pretty heart because I know that is where being pretty starts. And that's what the book is about. And I know we like, oh, we don't want to focus on being pretty, but don't let the book cover fool you. It says, I am pretty brave, I am pretty smart, pretty awesome, and kind. And so come on out, get your book. I am pretty because we know that true prettiness comes from within. And so I wrote this book to let young ladies understand that concept and not to compare yourself with anyone else. Also, debuting for the first time is my brand new book, just came out October 28th. And this book is Listen Up Guys, Life Little Instruction Book for Boys. Everywhere I went, moms and dads were like, hey, you got this book for girls? Do you have anything for boys? And so, guess what? I now have a book for boys. And so, I will read just a little bit of it for you, just a little teaser. Within you lies a diamond in the rough, so please stay away from negative self talk and all that bad stuff. You were marked for greatness, and some people may hate this. That's okay. Be great anyway. You have so much potential within, and you were born to win. Hey, guy, go ahead and try. Tell your doubts goodbye and watch how high you'll fly. It won't be hard for you to succeed. Simply listen and take heed. And then I give you some life little instructions, right? So I've learned a lot over the years, and come pick this new one up. It debuted first here. And so I'm excited. Both my boy book and my girl book have a little instructional games and coloring pages and activities that are aimed at building self-awareness, self-esteem, and also just kind of life skills. But the whole goal and the whole premise is to build self-confidence in boys and young ladies. So that's the one for my boys. I don't know if you guys see that, but also I have the one for the girls. So hope to see you guys Saturday. I'll be there with my books, all of my books, including my first book, which is Gary the Greater Gator. You got to come get it. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. So before we head out, I just had a few questions for you because I and a workbook. I didn't know that a workbook was attached to it. So that's pretty
Yes.
amazing. What made you want to do both of those concepts? That's a bit
Okay.
different for a children's book.
Yes, ma'am. So the first book, I am a behavior intervention specialist. That's my 9 to 5. And I kept, having girls that were bullying other girls and putting each other down. And as I talked to them and had my groups, I just realized that, you know what? You guys don't love yourself and you're trying to put other people down to make yourself feel better. And we all know that does not work, right? And so I went through something pretty traumatic as a child. I had teachers that bullied me and made me feel ugly and called me fat and dark and talked about my hair. But I became free and broke free of those things and began to love myself. My mother kept saying, the creator don't make no junk. And so as I began to grow and understand that, and just begin to understand that true prettiness come from within, that as I began to grow and love myself and, have good self-esteem, that regardless, people were seeing that beauty. And so I wanted to write a book that encouraged young ladies to, first of all, celebrate who they are and understand that they can be pretty brave and being pretty kind and strong and all of those things is what really matters. And so even with that one, my big girls will say, hey, Miss Acker, do you have that's a storybook. Do you have something for us? So that prompted the workbook for my tweens. And so it has, of course, my affirmations and coloring pages that they can do for that, journal prompts, all of those types of things, a grateful journals and mindfulness activities, all of those things. And like I said before, when I was just kind of out, a lot of the parents would say, hey, do you have something for boys? And I have a whole lot of nephews. And so I too understand their struggle. And like I said, me being a behavior intervention specialist, I see a lot of stuff going on. So I wanted to focus on social emotional learning for our students. And so I wanted to give them like little lessons and tidbits as I talk to my young men and I'll ask them, okay, so you decided to fight. What else could you have done other than fighting? And they say, I don't know. And I understand that. So a lot of times they don't have those life skills. And unfortunately, my brother-in-law passed, and I told him I was working on a book, and he was so excited. He was loved that I gave out. Well, he actually required me to give his children books that had people in them that looked like him, that looked like them. And so I told him I was working on a book for boys, and he was like, great. And I did a little part of it for my nephew's birthday, and he loved it. So when my brother-in-law passed, I hadn't finished the book, and so I added just that little component, that little piece in there just for him because I knew that he was such an amazing guy. And I'm like, man, they're not going to be able to get those little lessons. Of course, we have people standing in the gap for them, but from their dad. So I wanted to add those life lessons in. And so that's where that part came in. And so if you look through the book, it's giving them life lessons and like ask questions, believe in yourself, and all of those amazing things. And so just the journal and the activity book did so well with the girls book. Of course, I had to offer it for my guys as well. And so that's that. In fact, like I said, I'm a behavior intervention specialist. And today was a hard day. Today was a rough day. So I had to deal with one of my male students. And the only thing he did today was the work from the journal. He wouldn't do any academic work. And I was like, you know what, let me copy some of these pages. And so, all those great affirmations, you have like an unscramble affirmation type thing. We have a word find and different things. That's all he was interested in doing today. So he was getting that social emotional piece in there and learning and trying to get some, things just kind of instilled in him, and we were able to talk about it. So, hey, I see you doing that one. What do you want to be when you grow up? How can we work towards that? So I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful to be able to do what I do on a day-to-day basis, and absolutely honored that the Creator allowed me to just kind of use my words and use my voice and my life experience and life lesson to teach others. So I'm grateful.
All of this honestly sounds amazing. I love that you turned something that you saw into a passion project.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's beautiful that your students they use it and it's working for them. So I think when people hear children's books, they see younger ones, but I love that you still wanted to get the older ones too. Sometimes
Yes.
people to reach them because they're not sure how to do it in a creative way. So that's beautiful. Well, this coming Saturday, November 12th at 11 a.m. You will be able to purchase these books, find these books, read through them for your children. So once again, we encourage you guys to come out. We will be at the Rice Center, which is at 504 Street, Southwest Atlanta. So we look forward to everyone coming out and just enjoying meeting the authors, enjoying purchasing books for your children. I do want to remind everyone that we have more Read Alouds happening tomorrow with great authors, which is tonight. So have a great night, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.